next, Scotty Bookziger. Go ahead and take it away, Scott. Scotty, still there? Turn your mic on, Scott. We can't hear you. Turn your mic on. No, you're still muted. Double click if you have. Oh, you're unmuted now. Go ahead.
Nope, can't hear him.
I can't hear him. No, well, try and fix it your way, Scott, and we'll get back to you in just a moment. While Scott works on his technical problems, who should we go to? Jonathan Nagyoff? Do I pronounce it correctly?
Yep.
Go ahead, John.
Hey, Claressa, John here from Pro Boxing Fans. I saw actually you were a picture with Evander Holyfield the other day. I just want to know, did he give you any advice heading into this, and what would it mean to you to win this compared to when you became undisputed middleweight champion?
When I went to see Evander, of course, I asked him, he's the last boxer to be undisputed in 2 different weight classes in the 3-belt era. It's only him. He's a lone soldier when it comes to being undisputed up in 2 different weight classes. So I had to ask him, what's the secret? And he gave it to me. And he just, he's a huge fan of me. He watches me box. I'd be grateful if he would be coming to the fight. I think it's a great chance that he'll be coming to Flint to watch the fight. But just having a talk of just how hard to train, how to focus, how not to let all the pressure get to me, because it is a lot of pressure being a woman fighter and fighting pay-per-view and the numbers and just the training and the performance. It is a lot of pressure. But he had told me, he said, never stoop down to people's level and always stay on your level. And I'm not going to give the gist of that convo, but it was more of everybody tries to say, or people tried to criticize me on when I first started boxing, I was knocking girls out. When I turned pro, they were saying Claressa Shields is all power. I switched it up and started boxing girls' shoes off and getting unanimous decisions. And now it's Claressa, she only has boxing skills. She doesn't have any power. And he had just to let me know, like, in your fight, you display power, you display skill, you display a very high IQ, and never stoop down to people's level to where you go in there and just looking like an average fighter trying to get a knockout. So he just assured me that, you do have punching power and you're going to do great this fight. And don't really worry about the knockout. Just go out there and overperform like you do every fight. And that was his advice to me. So I'm grateful for that. I met Evander Holyfield when I was 16 years old. I'm 25 now. So been a great relationship in the past 9 years. And then you asked me something else. What'd you ask toward the end?
Yeah, how would it compare winning this to when you became undisputed middleweight champion?
You know what? I really want to be able to explain that. After I beat Christina Hammer, I don't know why they painted her out to be this big bad monster or whatever, and she wasn't. I believe that her and Marie-Eve Dicaire have a lot of things in common, as Marie-Eve Dicaire has never fought outside of Canada. And before I had fought against Christina Hammer, she only had fought outside of Germany one time. And that's when she fought on my undercard to lead up to our fight. So I think that Marie-Eve Dicaire is a bit more courageous than Christina Hammer, and may even hold better punching power than Christina Hammer. But I think they both have a lot in common, in that they both bring a lot of skill to the fight. But I won't know which one feels better till after. I know that winning my second Olympic gold medal definitely felt better than winning the first one. But that was because I was 17 during the first one and I couldn't do nothing after. But I was 21 and I won the second one. So I was able to go out and party. So it really just depends.
Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks,
I just
Claressa.
able to ask Marie one question?
No.
Go ahead.
Is that right? Yeah. Hey,
Right.
Marie. I just wondered, Claressa is considered arguably pound for pound one in the world. I just wondered, have you seen any flaws in her game? What makes you think that you can become the first woman to defeat her?
The fact that she's pound for pound is the reason we accepted this fight. Because like I said, growing up, I wanted to be the champion, but being a champion, I wanted to beat the champion. So this is one of the main reasons we accepted this fight, because we know what Claressa achieved. And this is why the challenge is big. This is why we go into this adventure, because I'm just having fun when it's hard. I like to hustle. I like to work hard. I think, like Claressa knows, my skills gonna make a huge difference in the fight. And pretty much this is what we're gonna be focusing on.
Thanks, Jonathan. Can we go back just a moment to Scotty and see if he's resolved his audio issues? Are you there, Scott? Scotty Booksteiger? I can see you. We can't hear you, Scott. Sorry if you do. You know what, Scott? Are you there?
Maybe write it in the chat. And
that's what I was going to say. Just send me a message in the chat room, Scott, and I'll read it out loud to either Claressa or Marie-Eve if you want a question. So up next, who are we going to? We have Jeffrey, I believe. Let me just Jeff Jeffries. Go ahead, Jeff.
Does anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, my question is for Claressa Shields. First of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. I know that during your training camp that you had some time to do sparring with Holly Holmes, who is also a great female boxer that, like you already know. How much did you learn from her?
In boxing or MMA? Which one?
Well, both. Why not?
Well, you learn something from everybody. Me and Holly Holm did kickboxing sparring together, so that considered with punches and kicks. It was more of me just learning like the distance of everything that goes into MMA. But we haven't done our boxing sparring yet because she can't. She hasn't had the time to come down here to camp. But I spar later on today at 5 against some guys. But she was great to learn from. I mean, she kicks high as hell and she's super flexible. And she's the only boxer to go over from boxing to MMA and actually be successful. So I'm hoping that, you know, down the line that I can do the same as she did. I just want to be boxing champion at the same time when I become MMA champion, to do it at the same time.
All right. And you face professionally only one southpaw, Sidney LeBlanc, during the early days of your career. How much did the Dicaire southpaw is a concern to you? It's
not a concern. I'm a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and I've traveled the world, and I've been on top of the world plenty of times. I fought against plenty of southpaws in the amateurs. I fought against them in the world championships. I fought against them in the Olympics, and it's just a switch, you know. Like, I can fight southpaw if I wanted to, but I'm better orthodox. So I would just say, you know, I think that she, just like any southpaw, she possessed some tricks and she got some different kind of movements that she can do, and she may be awkward at some times at some points, but it's still a fight. And body shots hurt, head shots hurt, and you can be as slick as you want to be, but you're going to get hit with shots, and it's all about how you take those shots and if you can still stick to your game plan. So I'm super excited about fighting somebody as skilled as her and having her be a southpaw. And for people to think that I don't know how to fight a southpaw, it's just beyond me. But I look forward to it. I hope she knows how to fight an orthodox fighter, because we're also awkward to them, just as they're awkward to us.
Thank you very much, Claressa.
Thanks, Jeff. Dernière question, last question, ladies. It's about 2 p.m. Eastern time, so we'll close it out with the last question. Frédéric Daigle, à vous la parole, Frédéric.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you. First question, I have a question for both of you. The first question is for Claressa. Do you see this fight as any challenge at all, or only a stepping stone for what's coming next for you?
I would never overlook an opponent that way. I really want Marie-Eve Dicaire. I hope that she's trained harder for this fight than she has any other fighter, because I've watched all her fights, and none of the girls that she's fought against has been anywhere near the level of me. I'm a different kind of female athlete. I'm a different kind of animal when it comes to boxing. So I hope that she's not taking me lightly, and that she's not feeling that because she's 17 and now and she has more fights and more experience, that I'm not somebody to be taken seriously. So I believe that she'll come to the fight and show you guys things that she hasn't shown before. I think she's going to pull some tricks out of her bag. You know, she's going to come and try to shock the world against me. So I'm not taking her lightly at all. you know, but me being who I am, I don't believe that I can be beat by another female fighter. And it's not just about me believing that. I work hard. It's not just about me being a trash talker. Like, I work extremely hard to be where I am, to be a 3-time division world champion and fought against all the girls at these weight class that was ranked number 1. I didn't fight against the number 2s or 3s. I took out the number 1 seeds. And that's what I've been doing my whole career. So she's the other number 1 seed at the 154 division. And I have to do my job. So I'm not going to take her lightly. I'm going to go out there and fight her as hard as I fought everybody else. So, and even harder because it's pay-per-view and this is a big step for women's boxing. So it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. I'm not overlooking her. I think she's a great opponent for this event.
If you win that 4th belt, are you moving up or are you defending the 4 belts a bit much?
I don't know. Like, I can fight at 54, I can fight at 160, I can fight at 168, and I can fight at 175. We really just not really looking. I'm not looking past the fight for right now. So I don't know what we're gonna do after the victory. We just have to talk and see what happens. But I'm not. I don't know. If it was up to me, I would hold all my belts and make all the girls who want them have to fight me to get them. I don't like having to vacate belts. Doesn't make me feel good.
All right, thank you. Et Marie-Ève, vous en avez parlé les deux un peu en anglais. J'aimerais t'entendre en français sur l'importance pour la boxe féminine de cet événement-là à la télévision à la carte aux États-Unis particulièrement.
Mais je pense que c'est vraiment une grande porte d'entrée. Puis, comme je l'ai mentionné un petit peu tout à l'heure en anglais, nous ici, on a eu le courage de le faire au Québec. En fait, je dis Yvon Michel a eu le courage de vendre cet événement-là à la carte et les distributeurs ici ont adhéré à tout ça. Aux États-Unis, c'est peut-être un petit peu derrière dans le sens où ils nous suivent dans cette optique-là. Je pense que, par contre, au niveau de la visibilité, au nombre de gens qu'on va pouvoir aller toucher, on ne se le cachera pas, les États-Unis, mais partout à travers le monde, c'est un grand pourcentage de la population. C'est beaucoup de gens qui peuvent être touchés dans leur foyer. Et c'est beaucoup plus qu'ici au Québec et au Canada. Donc, d'avoir la chance de faire partie de cet événement-là, c'est vraiment quelque chose qui me fait chaud au cœur. C'est vraiment un défi sur lequel je suis contente d'être impliquée. Puis, je pense que je dirais que ça ajoute justement à l'événement parce que, comme je le disais tout à l'heure, moi, je veux inspirer les gens, je veux ouvrir les portes, je veux briser les barrières et les tabous. Puis, c'est vraiment une excellente opportunité pour moi de le faire avec cette visibilité-là. Là.
Merci beaucoup.
Plaisir.
Well, one final question, and it's a written one coming us from Scott Bugziger, who obviously and unfortunately could not resolve his audio issues. And the question is for Claressa. Scott Bugziger says, I'm curious to know how MMA has helped with her boxing. Have you seen in your timing, hand-eye coordination, etc.? And how has boxing helped you in MMA? From Scott.
Well, boxing is one of the biggest disciplines in MMA. You have boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and then kickboxing. So they all kind of equal each other out, and it depends on what you can do best on how it all works together. But I don't think that MMA could help me for this fight. This is a boxing match. There is no kicking, elbow, and knee in or nothing like that. So it's not much that I can use with those skills. But I was able to stay in shape and to add more to my shape by doing the MMA training. But I like to keep both of them separate. You know, this is boxing, this is MMA, and I keep a thick line between the two because that's just how it works best for me. I don't like to think about MMA training while I'm boxing or think about boxing while I'm MMA training. You know, it's just two different, it's like apples and oranges. It's just two different things.
All right, thanks, Claressa. Ladies, Claressa, Marie-Ève, thanks so much to both of you for your generosity and time and not selfish. So we really appreciate the exercise today, and best of luck to both of you come March 5th. I mean, this conference, one for the ages, but world's #1 and world's #2. It can't get better than that. Best luck to both of you. Thanks again for your time.
No problem.
Thanks to everyone who was there today. Yvon Michel, John David Jackson, Stéphane, Claressa, Marie-Ève, again, from the bottom of our heart, thanks so much. Once again, Shields versus Dicaire and her historic night. Review a presentation of Solita Promotions in association with Jim. En français, c'est présenté à Indigo, Shot TV, Bell, les applications numériques. Ils vont en acheter Fight TV, FITE.TV. So, Joy, $29.95 US. It's a deal for all kinds of action. Thanks to all the promoters and everyone, all the reporters, media people for being with us today, and best of luck for the rest.
Thank you.